You made it. Welcome to the table. You're just in time to make a dice roll.
Wait, for what? What kind of roll are we making?
We're trying to figure out how this system works, so we'll be making an investigation check. Want to do the honors?
Oh, sounds good. I have proficiency in that one. Oh, that's a nat one.
Well, this should prove interesting, if not at least entertaining. Welcome to the Nat One Nerds podcast. Welcome to the table, everyone.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Nat One Nerds podcast. I am indeed not Brandon again. But I'm so happy to be here.
So yeah, it's me and Savannah today on this episode for you guys because we're going to talk about a little system that we've been kind of exploring just us, and when I say us, I mean mostly Savannah.
Yeah, it's a gift Parker got me for Christmas, isn't it? It's Christmas or my birthday, one of the two.
Yeah, it was one of the two.
Yeah, so it's a solo tabletop role-playing game. Mm-hmm. But Parker's kind of been interested in it, so I had him kind of sit as I was figuring things out the first go-round. We're going to kind of talk about it. The system is called the Librarian's Apprentice. It's very fancy. And just for funsies, I think we should read the introduction. What do you think?
Well, I think we need to give credit where credit's due.
Yes.
The Librarian's Apprentice, as Savannah was saying, is a solo journaling TTRPG. And that It's a single player, and it's kind of meant to be like they kind of act as almost like a therapeutic journaling, or like a way to kind of journal and to kind of just exercise your mind a little bit. And for a lot of people, they also kind of help scratch that TTRPG itch when you can't get a group together, because we know that the bane of every TTRPG group is scheduling.
Yeah.
And for me, pronunciation. But it is... So what it says is, it's as we said, it's called The Librarian's Apprentice, a solo journaling game in an infinite library by Daniel Bronson-Lowe.
Yeah.
Which apparently it won the Best Solo TTRPG Crit Award in 2024. Which is what drew me to it and to get it for you for Christmas or your birthday.
So.
Some December gift.
Something in December. So, this is the introduction to the system. It says, infinite, ever-shifting, and sometimes dangerous, the Great Library exists in the space between worlds and times. Among the many who call it home are the librarians, and only those who truly understand it may join their ranks. You seek to do so. The path of a librarian's apprentice is a long one. Your current task is designed to test your skills at traversing the library and locating documents. Find the information requested by your librarian before the day is out, and you will have completed one more step on your journey. Good luck. Yeah, that's the introduction to the game.
And it's kind of cool. It comes in this little packet, and the primary components of the packet is some like character sheet type stuff, and 3 pamphlets. One that has like the core rules on it. There's another one for descriptions, events, and complications that come along your way. And then the final one is Dramatis Personal.
Yeah,
so it's essentially an NPC type generator thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna mostly focus on the first pamphlet for you guys today.
Yeah, because the rest of them come in when you're doing gameplay, so it's a little bit hard to talk about it. But essentially, the other 2 are just tables that you use during the game. But something unique about this TTRPG that I don't think I've ever heard of another one having anything like this, you actually use a deck of playing cards. Actually, there is one other one now that I'm saying that.
Yeah, I was about to say, we're playing another one that has,
but up until
has playing cards involved.
Up until that one. This was the only one that I'd ever heard that used a stack of playing cards.
Mm-hmm. This was the first one, yeah.
But so it encourages you to have a journaling method of some sort.
So laptop, notebook, whatever you want to use.
Essentially, you're going to need a flat surface, so like a table or a cardboard box or just something flat and sturdy.
Mm-hmm.
A deck of playing cards without the jokers, and it mentions that you need to shuffle the deck.
Like any good playing deck is, it's always shuffled.
2 6-sided dice and a small token of some sort. They mention like a coin, a poker chip, candy. Because I have so many, I've just been using like dice.
Yeah, use a different set of dice.
That, or I do have a like specially made coin dice thing.
Oh, yeah.
That I've been using.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to mention the mini I made for you.
No, because
where I imagine you as a D&D character. And
no, you have that.
Oh, that's right. I have it.
What I have readily accessible is made by somebody that doesn't make dice anymore, unfortunately.
I thought he was really good at it.
Yeah.
It was kind of fun.
It was fun.
He's a good dude.
So.
We love him.
But yeah, so those are the like very basic things that you need to play this game. Which is super nice to have a solo TTRPG not require a ton from you. Like, you know, like you build the map as you go. So you don't have like a pre-planned map or whatever.
Mm-mm. Nope, you make the map as you go along, actually.
Yeah. And it does help you, this pamphlet that we're reading from does help you create your character up front. And this one is actually unique because you have certain like skills. But you assign a +2, a +1, and a 0 to the last one. So you only have 3 skills versus, like, all of the other systems we've played in where you have, like, 6 or 7. Mm-hmm. This one you have 3. You have navigation, research, and lore. So you add a +2 to one of those skills, you add a +1, and then you add a +0.
Yeah, it's just kind of pre-generated.
Yeah, which is really nice.
It's almost like the standard array in D&D where like they'll like give you numbers to put in like strength or whatever. Like if you don't want to roll or you don't want to...
Yeah.
If you just kind of want like a well-rounded kind of average adventure, you could just use these numbers. I don't know many people that do that, honestly. Most people will roll or do something. But
yeah. And you essentially, you start with like a companion of sorts.
Yeah, the companion's fun.
Yeah,
it adds some flavor to it.
It's kind of interesting.
I can't remember. Does the companion actually... I think the companion can actually help you.
Yes. So
mechanically speaking, the companion does do something.
Pick this, so your companion has skills too. You can pick a +1 to, like, for their skill. Mm-hmm. So you only get 1 instead of the... But, so, like, My familiar has a +1 in lore.
Which you can then add on top of your already...
Yeah.
So for you had +1 navigation, +2 research, and then you had +0 in lore, but because of your companion, you have +1. So essentially you always add something.
Yeah.
Which I think is smart.
And it can absorb 1 fatigue for you, but it no longer... Once it has the fatigue, it can't provide you the skill bonus.
So it's a trade-off.
Until it's cleared. So,
yeah.
But yeah, so it breaks down how to create your character, and then it really does. It kind of just lets you jump in. Which is, it's kind of fun to have just a quick, like, ready to go. Because, like, the character sheet is literally...
a bookmark.
Yeah, it's literally the size of a bookmark. And it's super nice, too. It's, like, the thick... And it's got fun little quotes on the back sides of them. If you wanted to really, truly use them as a bookmark, you could. I just keep all of my stuff together. Mm-hmm. So, do you want to talk about starting the game, or do you want me to keep talking? I feel bad.
No, you're totally good, because I've been watching you play it, and I've read up about it, but you're the one that's actually played it, because, you know, I got it for you, and I want you to play it. So,
in playing this game, when you start the game, you start by drawing a card, and that's like your first location on your map.
Because the deck acts as both a mechanic.
Yeah.
It helps you determine how good your rolls are, but the deck also simultaneously acts as the library itself.
Yeah.
Because it's an infinite library, so it's kind of always shifting and moving kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like the moving staircase in Harry Potter.
Yeah, kind of like that.
But you start
Except the difficulty level went way up.
Yeah. You start in the librarian's office.
Like the head librarian almost, I think. Yeah.
And it leaves it up to you as to how much you want to journal about your adventure. So for some people like me, it started off as like me writing out like essentially a story of, what I was going through. But then sometimes it's just like notes. Some people, that's all that they need. But so it leaves it up to you. So you start in the librarian's office. And then, as you go on, you'll add more cards to your map. In any action that you perform in the game, you draw 2 cards from your deck, but you also roll 2d6.
Yep.
And so depending on your roll, will decide if you get to keep both of the cards, or if you have to discard one, or if you have to discard both.
The cards act as multiple they help fulfill multiple mechanics in the game.
Yeah,
because you were going to explain that, when you draw the 2 cards, you then roll your 2 dice.
Yeah,
and when you have to compare the total amount of what the 2 cards are, like the numbers.
Yeah,
comparing to your roll. And if your roll is higher than both, it's considered light.
Yeah.
If only the roll is only greater than 1 card, it's considered shadow.
Yeah.
And then otherwise, it's darkness.
Yeah.
I'll let you guess what you want and what you don't want.
Yeah. And so based on those that is how your gameplay works. But so you can, depending on what you're trying to do, depends on where you put cards, but so like if you're trying to add to your map, you roll, and then based on what you roll and what you get to keep and what you don't get to keep also depends on where you put the card on your map. Which is interesting, which is why again it's always changing library type deal. Because if the card is higher than your current location, you put it above the card. So let's say, like, if I'm starting, the librarian's office is like a 3, right? Mm-hmm. The next card I draw and add to my map is like a 5. It goes above that. And then, depending on the next spot you try and move, it might be lower than your current location. And you have to like put it under. It's really kind of an interesting way to build a map.
You kind of build your own maze that you then have to navigate. As you play the game, you kind of not only create the narrative, but you also create the setting of that narrative. Yeah. Because the rooms in the library can get really, really weird. Yeah. From what I remember, based off the tables provided in the other 2 pamphlets. So like you'll run across weird people, you'll run across weird things. It just kind of depends.
Yeah, and so that's one thing that you always do when you move to a new location is you actually roll based off of the description and events and complications map. Which again, these tables are kind of cool because there again you use your 2d6 and then based off of what you roll can impact your area that you're in. Mm-hmm. So, like, there's one, if you're looking at, like, a description, they have 1 through 6, and then, you put your second dice, through it. But so it either gives you a descriptor, a feature, or a category, which is kind of fun. And then it also helps you, when you do find a document, which is the entire goal of the game, it gives you a table for that. It gives you...
Oh, we probably should have led with that. The goal of this adventure is that the head librarian...
It mentions that.
Oh, yeah, it did. The head librarian essentially wants you to find information
there's
that
6.
that you gain by looking up 6 documents, or I guess you can relabel them as books or manuscripts or whatever you want to call it. Just some kind of documentation type thing that you're looking for.
Now, this is where I messed up the first time I was playing this through. So, anytime that you find a document in the game, you should be on, like, a face card. So, a king or a queen or a jack. When I was first playing, I don't know what I read.
But you were looking and every card was like another...
I thought, for some reason, I thought every card was a place that you find a document.
Nope.
I was like, I don't understand that, because why is that so hard? Then this also has like resources to it, and I was like, I don't understand how that plays into the game. And so when Parker and I were looking at it together, we read that, and I was like, it's only the face cards? And he's like, yeah. I felt so bad that I ended up restarting my entire game because I was like, I've been playing it wrong. Which makes it more fun, and you end up dealing with a lot more or going through a lot more than if you played it the way I initially was playing it.
A lot more adventure in the role playing there.
Yeah. There's a lot more chances for complication and like fatigue and all that kind of stuff, which is honestly, it makes the game more fun. That's essentially the entirety of the game. Like, you go through, you add rooms to your map, you explore them, and depending on what resources you have can kind of depend on what you can do in that area. But yeah, and then you use these tables constantly to kind of roll things out, whilst trying to beat the game by finding your 6 documents. And they kind of leave whatever documents you're looking for up to your interpretation. So it's like kind of fun to write a story, because otherwise you're like, I don't know what I'm looking for. There's like...
Well, what's cool is that the system like gives you just enough foundation to kind of then build off of. You don't have to start from scratch. It gives you a good, solid foundation. Like, okay, you're in a library. It gives you like some basic like core things, and then you just kind of build on that based off the tables and what you do. And then it's whatever there is that's vague, you kind of let your imagination roll with it.
Yeah, it's a very like sandbox building TTRPG. Where, it is. It's like a...
Which you might actually encounter in this library. You might actually come across a sandbox or a beach.
Yeah. Oh, no, I totally did.
I think you came across a beach, didn't you?
It was like
weird.
A window that like opened to a beach or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty weird.
But it's really interesting to play a solo TTRPG, but like, again, when I was first playing it, I was like writing out a story. And I ended up reading it to Parker.
I thought it was great. I thought it was pretty fun,
Yeah.
It's just a good excuse too. And I think a lot of the journaling, like these solo journaling TTRPGs, they're just a good excuse to get your creative juices flowing.
Yeah.
Get your creative mind working and just kind of do almost these exercises in creativity almost.
Well, and
while still like scratching that TTRPG itch when you're not able to, or when the group can't meet, or whatever.
Or when you're just like a busy parent, like we are, Like, it's hard to like set out a map and the minis and, create the story and come up with the NPCs and all of that. Like, this makes it so you don't have to do that, and you can literally sit down with any amount of time and play it.
Yeah, if you only have 10 minutes, then that's...
Yeah.
You could probably get through a room in 10 minutes.
Yeah. Or,
Like,
if you're playing it after you put your kid to bed, like, it doesn't take a lot of coordinating effort to get stuff put together. Like,
yeah, this is a good game if you're, in whatever capacity you may be in, if you're a busy individual, this is a good option.
Yeah.
This is a really good option. Because we're playing other things too. Because we've explored the roll table for two by Fights and Fancy that we really liked. With that one, I feel like you need more than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I feel like you kind of probably need more, like, if you find yourself with this, like, half hour or more.
Yeah.
This one you really can do in just, like, a few minutes or more. Like, you can really do that with it. Not that roll table for two is still great, and we enjoy it. But we've done other systems too that we're starting to explore that we probably will eventually talk on the podcast here about.
Yeah. Like
we're doing a kind of like roll table for two. It's a 2-person TTRPG system that's an epistolary TTRPG system, which is letter writing. And so again, it's just a good. So if you want to be creative, but especially in writing, obviously this system does really good with that too. But the epistolary game, since you're purposely writing letters, like that's even better. But this is still a really good option, and Savannah was saying she seems to be really enjoying it. Yeah, it's kind of fun. I think it would be ideal if you could find some kind of space to like leave your stuff there, ideally. Yeah, because we've been moving around a little bit lately, and it's just been kind of chaotic. And so we've had to like take pictures and like redo it and like put it back down on the table or a flat surface. But if you can ideally find like a little corner or somewhere that you can put it in, that could just be kind of left alone. Yeah. Then that would be ideal, because I really do like the cards in this system. Because I still love the dice, because dice are fun. I love dice. Yeah. But I love the cards because I think it was so creative of the creators of the system to use the cards, because it does like 3 things at once. Yeah. It helps with the navigation. It acts as like the map or the setting. It acts as a mechanic to determine how well your rolls are, because big numbers don't automatically mean success. Yeah. They don't act as resources, but they act as a way to obtain resources so that you then can cash in. Yeah. So, like, when you're on a face card, you can cash in those resources to find a document. I believe. No, whenever you come on a face card. Oh, you just... It's present. Oh, it's when you're not on a face card, you can cash it in, I think. Yeah. Okay, you can cash it in on a different card, which is nice. Yeah, so it mentions, during your travels, you may discover resources. You can describe them or leave them abstract. You can also spend them at any time. So when you have one resource, it adds one card. It adds +1 to any action roll. If you have 3, you find a safe place to rest, and you can clear all of your fatigue. Mm-hmm. And if you have 5, it says you find a document you're seeking. Select a face card from the deck or discard pile and add it to the map as a new area. Yeah. Okay. Okay. That makes more sense now. So, yeah. But it does mention that based on if it's a club or a spade, you can trade it in for... Oh! It's only clubs or spades. Oh, you can trade in for resources. But it's only a club or a spade. And then the hearts and diamonds. And the hearts and diamonds you can trade in to clear a fatigue. And you get fatigue from complications. Yeah. Because it could be... Potentially. Like, it could be a beast or an entity or some force. I think there are some other ones from events that you do take fatigue from, but I think it's mostly complications that you get them from. It's kind of an interesting thing to have your cards be both the map and part of the mechanic. And the mechanic, yeah. But yeah, obviously I'm still trying to figure out how to play it, so
This is not a perfect review, obviously. I think it's just fun to have something that is super easy to sit down and play, and it doesn't take much thought to do it.
No.
But once you're in it, you're fine, like, digging into it and kind of sitting there for longer than you plan to.
And ultimately, even if you're not quite playing the game fully correctly, if you're having a blast, then that's really what matters.
Yeah.
So, if you're being creative and having fun, then that's probably one of the most important things to take away from a TTRPG.
Yeah.
Whether that's D&D Pathfinder or the Librarian's Apprentice or another soloing game, because there's other ones out there for sure. It's becoming more and more of a notable subgenre within the TTRPG space because, and obviously the 2-player is also kind of slowly emerging. I don't think it's as prevalent as solo journaling TTRPGs, but I inquired another one where it's kind of a unique system in that it can act as either a solo journaling type TTRPG or you can play it with other people.
Yeah. Which
is kind of cool. So, but I haven't really looked into it. I just saw the premise of it and I was like, sold. And yeah, that's great.
Yeah, we like simple TTRPGs here.
Yeah. No, they're fun. And they definitely deserve a lot more love than they probably get. Because I know for a lot of people, Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder, even Call of Cthulhu, those are amazing systems, and they're pioneers in the field, really, especially D&D. But for a lot of people, I think there's a lot of people that would love to be in the TTRPG community, even if it's just finding these little solo journaling games and doing it on their own that they would love to do. But when people think of TTRPGs that are kind of new or outside of the community, they think of those really big ones. For the most part, they kind of unintentionally act as these gatekeepers and preventing people from coming to the space.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of amazing TTRPG people out there that aren't into D&D.
Yeah.
They're not into Pathfinder or whatever. They like these little systems better.
Yeah. Which, honestly, I'm going to plug them. They didn't ask us to plug them, but if you're looking for a good TTRPG and you're in Arizona, in the general vicinity, check out Tucson Games and Gadgets. They have a lot of good TTRPGs. Some of their locations are bigger, obviously, but they have quite a bit, even at the smaller ones. You know, they still have, like, your bigger, you know, Pathfinder and D&D and all that stuff, but they do have some of the smaller ones or other more obscure ones that maybe aren't talked about.
Yeah.
So
there's been a couple there that I really wanted for a long time that you don't hear about. And it's like, oh, that's really cool. But they just recently opened up a place in where we're living, so we're just really excited about them.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, anything else you want to say about the system or solo journaling in general?
I don't think so.
No, I think we covered it pretty well. So again, hopefully that guys gives you a nice little introduction, because this is the Librarian's Apprentice really is our introduction into solo journaling TTRPGs, and it makes me want to explore more of those. Like, there's one that I have called Over the Mountain, which is kind of a more rural, mystic type solo journaling TTRPG that I kind of want to learn more about and check out. There's like a Star Trek, because there's like the actual Star Trek TTRPG, but then they have like a solo journaling version of it called the Captain's Log. And I like Star Trek a bit, so I love to check it out. But this has just been a really good introduction for us, so hopefully this episode acts as a good introduction for you guys. And if you want us to explore more solo journaling TTRPGs, or even just talk about solo journaling TTRPGs in general, let us know. Like, you can find us on social media, on Instagram and Facebook primarily. We're also on Threads. We're not as active on Threads as much, but we are on there. You can message us through that. You can also email us at nat1nerdspodcast@gmail.com. All one word, no capitals or anything like that. and it's not a spelled out one, it's the numerical one. Yeah, just reach out and let us know.
Yeah, or if you have any good suggestions on maybe smaller TTRPGs that you'd love
let us know.
To hear us explore and try out, we'd love to do that too. Because we're big nerds over here.
Yeah, we absolutely are.
Thanks for joining us, guys. Happy rolling.